balancing a cookie on your dog's nose. I would start with teaching them how to put their chin in your hand. And so the other day we did touch, touch, touch. Yes, good boy. The other day we did touch, and so that can easily be transferred to a chin rest. So instead of holding your hand in front of them for a nose touch, you hold it underneath them, and when they put their chin in your hand, yes, and reward them. So I'm not going to grab his muzzle just yet. I'm only going to put my hand out there, put my hand around his muzzle, but not grab it tight to be able to move him. That comes a little later. So it would be chin, chin, yes, good boy, but I want pressure, chin. Yes, I'm asking for downward pressure and wanting him to give me downward pressure. Yes, good boy. Once I have the downward pressure, then I can start to grip the nose and hold on to his nose. Oops, sorry, I got bad treats that won't break. All right, so chin. Yes, good. So once I'm able to hold his nose, then I can present a cookie, and if he doesn't move, yes, give it to him. Good boy. Chin, chin. Yes, good, good, excellent, excellent. Yes, good boy. So slowly bring that cookie in. When you first start a balance on their nose trick, if they have a hard time with food, if they're really food driven and they're not totally ball driven, then you can start with a ball, but it would be the same thing. So cookie, chin in their hand, and then a ball. And I like to put it on the bridge of their nose so that they can still see you. And the second that you let go of it, go ahead and release them as well. Okay, good boy, good boy. So that they get used to having the ability to go ahead and release it. The holding comes a little bit later. So I'm going to do a flat disc. Good, good. Okay, woo, good boy. Good boy. Was that hard? Was that hard? Good. So once they're able to hold a disc, and if they're having a hard time with it, put it on top of their head first. Good, good, excellent. Okay, good boy. Here you go, buddy. Right here. Good, good. All right, where'd it go? Go take it. Good. Okay. All right, so if they can handle a disc, you can try an orange. That's it. Good. So chin in the hand, followed by an orange. Well, you have to find the balance point along with holding their chin up or teaching them how to hold their chin up. I'm going to put on his head. Hold it. Hold. Good boy. I'm going to take it off him because I don't want him to eat the orange, and he will. All right. So orange or a little dinosaur. Good. Super. Good boy. So once they're able to do that with things that they don't need to eat, then you can go back to the cookie. Some dogs can handle going right to a cookie on their nose, and awesome. Go straight for the cookie if you want to. But if they're so food focused that they can't think, then start with objects that are not food related. So then once you've got the chin in the hand and the cookie can go on the nose, release one hand first, then release the other hand. Okay, good boy. Super. All right, then once he's accomplished that, then it's just one single hand. I usually put one finger on the nose to let him know that this is coming into balance. And then I put it down, hold it. Hold, and I can do another one. Hold. Good. And another one. Okay, good boy. Super. So that's how I do a hold trick. You can also, if that's too hard for them, over here. Jinxie boy, you got them all. No, there are no more. Over here. Set up. Set up. You can do cookies on their paw, so you can start there so get them used to not going after a cookie. Beep, beep. Good. So that would be putting it. Gosh, can you guys see this? putting it in their vicinity, but not giving them permission. If they go for it, you just cover it real quick. But we want it exposed as much as possible, and then you inch it forward. When you do get to their foot, some dogs will move their foot off, and so you do want to get them used to the ability to pet their hand without them, or their paw without them pulling away from it. And then as soon as you put it on, okay, get it. Give them permission to get it, and then slowly build up to them holding it. Now, do you see how he's looking down at it? So that's not my preference. So sometimes I'll cover it until he lifts his head up and looks more at me rather than down at the cookie. So I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to not physically move his head up. So I want him to make the decision to move his head up, but I'm going to watch him and prevent him from going for it. And when he looks up at me, then I'll give him permission to get it. I'm going to wait him out. He's kind of shifting his eyes around. He's watching my hand, but he's not coming up this way. Yeah, yes, good boy, super. No, look at me. Yes, good. Okay, good boy. So that's a little paw on the trick behavior. And you can do multiple paws, multiple cookies. Oh, let me get more. So we can go all the way up their arms. So I would start with cookies on the floor, get them so that they're not looking at them. So preventing them, see how close he is? So he's awfully close, and he could easily beat me in a foot race to putting these cookies on. Now he's starting to lift his head because he knows he needs to avoid them. So I'm going to go the other, I got to protect both sides now. Go the other side. I don't know if you guys can see the cookies. There's 4 cookies on his paw right now. They're rolling off. I can put 2 out in front. I can ask him to look up at me. Look up. Yes, good, good.